Juan has played basketball all 4 years. He's been a youth basketball camp coach. His plans for the future are to play college basketball and major in exercise science. And his favorite memory is last year against Fraser when Coach Josh smacked his clipboard during halftime and broke his hand. Juan Haskins. Our next senior, number 2, Carl Stevens. Carl is being escorted by Carl Williams and Marshall Thomas. Carl's played basketball all 4 years, and his plans for the future are to play college basketball and go to culinary arts school and get his degree. His favorite memory was winning the district championship last year. Carl Stevens. Marcus Thompson, number 3. Marcus is being escorted by his mother, Star, and his sister, Aubrey. Marcus has also played varsity basketball all 4 years. He's helped out with the team youth camps. His plans for the future are to play college basketball or go to trade school and become an electrician. His favorite memory is this year when Coach Presnell came into practice, started yelling, tried to drop kick a basketball, and missed. Marcus Thompson. Number 5, Gavin Yelenich. G is being escorted by his father Nick and his mother Heather. He's played basketball all 4 years and track the past 2, and soccer for 4 years. His plans for the future are to attend college, and his favorite memory was winning the district championship last year. Gavin Yelenich. Number 11, Kyle Bartolomucci. Kyle is being escorted by his parents, Carol and Dean Bartolomucci. He's played basketball all 4 years, baseball for 4 years, and football for 3. His plans for the future are to attend HVAC school, and his favorite memory was beating Croslex for the first time in 3 years. Kyle Bartolomucci. Number 23, Sebastian Mays. Seabass is being escorted by his mother Robin and father Chris. He's played basketball since he was in 3rd grade. His plans for the future are to attend trade school and become an electrician, and his favorite memory is the recovery tub with Carl, Quan, Blake, Trey, and Marcus, as well as winning last year's district title. Sebastian Mays. And number 24, Blake Radjuski, being escorted by his parents, Lynn and Ryan. Blake has played basketball for 4 years, football for 3, and golf for 3. His plans for the future are to go into a skilled trade. And his favorite memory was last year in the Fraser game when they were down by 30 at half. Coach Presnell came in, snapped his whiteboard, and then we came back and won with Quan's buzzer beater. Blake Radjuski. One more round of applause for all of our hardworking seniors and their parents. Thank you so much for everything you've done for us. Good evening. Welcome to Richmond High School for today's varsity boys basketball game between the Fraser Ramblers and your Richmond Blue Devils. At this time, the privilege of today's game is brought to us by those who fought and continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. Let us honor their service and our country by standing. Gentlemen, remove your hats. Everyone placing their hands over their hearts for the playing of our national anthem. Starting with the visiting team.
Good evening and welcome to Richmond boys basketball, varsity basketball matchup between Fraser Ramblers and your Richmond Blue Devils. This is a non-conference game. Actually, a very, very good pickup by Coach Presnell to schedule a team like this. League was supposed to end yesterday, 2 days ago, February 28th, this being March 2nd. Like I said, the league was supposed to end and supposed to have this long bye or layoff until districts next week. And your best chance of playing, your first chance would be Monday night. But with the Blue Devils being a #1 seed, they will play Wednesday. So you would have had over a week without playing, and that's tough. Yes, the team you're playing had to play Monday, but they could have been more into it than you were. They kept their legs going, stayed in rhythm, and again, a great move by Presnell to pick up this game. Now, the caveat to that is tomorrow night, if it doesn't get moved to Saturday.
It already did.
It already did?
Yep.
There's a basketball game versus Emily City Spartans that was postponed twice. Once because of weather, and I think the other might have been because it was midwinter break and they just didn't want to, have it. But ended up being not a bad situation for the Blue Devils because you play here. With Mother Nature coming in again tomorrow, you don't want to play that league game back-to-back after playing Fraser, so you get a night of rest, and then you come back and play the Emily City team, one that you have to beat to be co-champs with Croswell Lexington, who won the other night against Algonac to guarantee them a half, at least, of the BWAC title.
And Emily City's definitely going to want to spoil our season, so to say.
And they're not a bad team.
Not at all. They played us very tough until we finally inched our way past them in the second half. But Fraser's a very athletic team. They're very well disciplined when they run the play all the way through until they get the best shot absolutely available. That's a good way to start for us, cause a turnover.
I'm Keith Bartels. To my left, Chase Churchill and Connor Cook on camera tonight. Jason Robbins, our producer. Starting for them is a 9th grader, #1. Daquan, just like that. #1 here, Christopher Childs, is a 9th grader. #5, 11th grader, Ethan Scaife. #21, Jerry Boyd.
Back-to-back turnovers.
22, Jerry Boyd, 11th grader. Ashton Gould, 24, 11th grader. And Mario Pomorski, 33, 11th grader. So all underclassmen. The opposite for your Blue Devils, Daquan Haskin hits another one. We'll get into Daquan here in a little bit and his shooting ability. 1, Daquan Haskin, 2, Carl Stevens, 3, Marcus Thompson, 11, Kyle Barmuji, and 24, Blake Rajewski, starting for your Blue Devils on what was senior night. So the defense causing 2 turnovers. #5 knocks it down. Ethan Scaife gets it to Quan again. Would have liked to seen him pull that trigger. He's
good defense by Marcus.
Oh, I don't know how that's even possible. Carl had position.
The ball went that way.
And the ball goes that way.
We're not going to get into these refs on television, but if you call, best thing that happens here is no points. And that's what we get.
Good block there by Carl. Nice job not using his body, because lots of times it's clean up top, but the body.
Good job by Bardo.
Bardo has back to Daquan.
He's got all 8.
Got all 8, and he's, and I said it a couple times, he's been the unsung hero.
Absolutely.
Everybody puts their attention on Carl, and, no fault to Carl's, but I think Daquan has been the quiet MVP of this team, making big shots and big layups and big floaters in games where they needed him to hit them. Carl from deep knocks it down. 11-3. 5 of 38. kids are shooting well.
Great way to start for Richmond right there.
Yeah. So, DeQuan, Ice, you know, I feel horrible for him because he should shoot his free throws from the three-point line.
Yeah.
He pure shooter, good shooter, has spent a ton of time developing that shot, and it is a very nice shot.
It is.
And he struggled a little bit from the free throw line, but just got to stay confident, knock down those threes, or keep knocking down those threes. But you know, hopefully those free throws will.
And the good thing is with having Quan being as hot as he is right now, it's taking the quote-unquote pressure away from Carl, because Carl has had the mindset of, oh, I have to do everything. I have to score, I have to rebound, I have to assist, I have to do everything for us to give us a chance. When in all reality, he just needs to do his part. And coming into this year, all teams were scouting on Carl. Carl was the guy. Quan being on fire also forces teams now to say, okay, not only is it number 2, it's also number 1. Good trap by Richmond.
DeQuan's
got 11 of the 10 of the 13.
Yes. The Blue Devils, too, you know, Rajewski there playing some good defense, had a really good game. Had a really good game against Yale the other night. Helped put them away. And another 3 from deep from Carl.
Can't miss right now.
Nope, they're on fire. And I got to, you know, Bartolomucci has hit shot after shot after shot.
Very quiet. 6th man of the year, in my opinion.
Big 3 against Armada from the corner to stop an Armada run. And then Mays, you know, he has just...
It's just crazy.
Steady.
Yeah, it's just we're steady across the board. And every night, it doesn't have to be just Quan. Every night doesn't have to be just Carl. It's like Yale last week showed up. Gavin Yelenich, who's about to check in, had 12 big points.
Yeah, I think he knocked down 4 threes, right?
All threes. And then Blake, that's good too.
He put in and he's put in a lot of time too.
Yes.
Yelenich.
Yes.
And he does have a nice shot.
And the most perfect form shot I've ever seen.
I don't know how many teams we're going to play that run a zone from here on out, but that might be needed. There goes Quan. They are feeling it tonight. Another timeout, 22-3.
They have
3 and 36
I think
to go.
they missed 1 3, if I'm not mistaken. And then Quan got it right back and hit one.
Yeah.
So it's one of those nights, man. If you're Fraser, you have to go out of the zone.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to take your chances and, like, okay, see if we can match up man-to-man.
Yep.
I mean, and granted, too, I mean, offensively for Fraser, they haven't really gotten a good shot off.
No. And they've been forcing passes.
They've been forcing,
inside.
they've been forcing it and all that stuff, too. But in all reality, like, Richmond's done a really good job of pressuring the ball and forcing them to make a pass that isn't the pass they want.
Yeah.
Which leads in transition, and instead of us trying to make a transition layup, I mean, if I'm Coach Josh, I'm telling the kids, hey, just keep shooting it until we don't make one, and then restart. Work your way inside out again.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. When you're feeling it, you got to keep shooting it.
Oh yeah.
And Fraser right now, shell shocked.
Oh yeah.
Last year, they were up big on the Blue Devils.
26, right, or something like that.
Yeah,
and then Quan came back and hit the game winner, right?
Yep. And I know most of those kids on that team last year aren't here, as they were an older team, and the Blue Devils were a younger team. But coming in here, I'm thinking Fraser is probably a little cocky, and they are shell-shocked right now. Everything is falling for the Blue Devils. And nothing, not even layups.
You think that's a here-you-go foul?
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of contact there.
No.
I mean, he lost it on his own. He went down to get it. And
I mean, the only thing from at least we could see is maybe that he the body got pushed into him. See, and if you're Richmond right now, the last thing you need is to take your foot off the gas.
Absolutely.
Because a good team like Fraser, I might not know their record, but they're very athletic and disciplined. They're gonna crawl. They're gonna find a way to make a run.
Yeah.
So if you stay stagnant, you stay in this level, then and they just like we called, they like, all right, here we go, man to man.
Trade with Daquan, put Daquan up top, and he popped that all night, him or Carl, with the way they're hitting. That's a bad shot.
Yeah, it is.
Because
good job, G.
Another 4 inches back. Another 4 inches. It was a three-pointer. That's why I thought it was a bad shot. Not that he wasn't open.
Yeah, no.
You got to know where your feet are. If you're going to shoot it that deep, you might as well get the extra point.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the play wasn't ran all the way through correctly, so I kind of like put a lot of guys. Yeah, a little too early. But
Trey Graham checking in. He plays excellent defense and he starts a lot. But when you got Trey that can play tough defense,
there's them forcing the shot again.
And you take like Marcus out, one of the best defenders in the league.
Bass's turn. Ooh.
You know, one of the best defenders in the league, and you could take him out, not miss a beat with Trey Graham and his quickness and athletic ability. That was a charge in a JV game.
That was a lot of things in the JV game. There was a lot of things.
Called from over half court on the opposite end.
And the kid falling before he even made contact. But oh well, can't live in the past.
No.
I think even if it was a block, he ran in with his elbow up high. Like I think as long as you keep it down low, they can't call it. But I mean, it's up at his face. He can't create an advantage going towards the basket.
Right.
Well, and ball does not lie.
It does not. And the rim continuing to look small for Fraser.
Quan, bam.
Knocks it down.
He's missed one.
Is that 4?
Yeah. 4 and then a layup. So 14.
He'll definitely play somewhere. I know he hasn't.
And unfortunately, the only thing
committed.
Excuse me. The only thing that is hindering him from going somewhere way bigger is his height.
Yep. Yeah, he's got the skill set, but you know, when your guards.
Shot, Bass. See, I like that shot, man. He was uncontested. Who's going to stop the ball?
Right. See if it keeps rolling. You're up 25-3.
Like you have room to make an inline shot, quote unquote. But I mean, that wasn't even a bad shot. He was uncontested. There is a box on the rim right now. I don't even put a lid. It's a box.
Yeah, Coach from Fraser is
livid,
frustrated. His only hope from here on out is to nickel it down and try to make it.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. I think it was on the floor, right? That's
oh, yeah. Call.
Okay, thank God.
Jalen. Gavin.
Yeah, I think so.
Marcus back in.
Jalen Browning also checking in. Yeah, that was bad. That was pretty obvious, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, if you're Fraser, right now you got to think about, okay, this period's almost over. Second, third, and fourth period, we need to work on getting ready for districts, right?
Yeah.
That's why they're playing this game. Another bad shot. I don't mind the shot, but he was a foot, that far over the three-point line. If you're going to shoot that deep,
just take one more step back.
Take one more step back. Worst shot in basketball is 2 or 3 inches inside the three-point line.
Good ball movement by Fraser.
That box got lifted a little bit there.
Offense possession they've had. 6, 4, 3, 2.
Well, again, Fraser got to be shell-shocked.
Oh, yeah.
They're faithful sitting here when that barrage of shots was going in. They kind of had a dumbfounded look on their face, looking at each other
Like, what is
with,
going on?
who did we run into tonight?
So are they in the MAC? They'd be in the MAC gold?
I'm not sure which one. A couple years ago, though, they might, because remember when Roseville made it all the way to the semis?
Yeah, semis.
And that was I can't think of his name right now. That coach came from somewhere downriver, and he established himself as a pretty good coach. I don't know if he's still in Roseville right now, because he was trying to work his way up the coaching ranks on powerhouse basketball schools. So the Blue Devils have one more left, Imlay City. They need that to be co-Blue Water Area Conference champs. Get that one done. Sit in the same gym on Monday night and watch St. Clair or watch Marine City and Algonac play. The Blue Devils have the winner of that, and on the other side, it's Armada waiting for the winner of.
He cannot miss. Sorry to cut you off.
No, he's.
I think he can shoot from half court and has a higher chance of going in right now. But yeah, the good thing is we
St.
get a
Clair
break.
and Marysville. St. Clair will beat Marysville.
Yeah, 100%.
So that Armada.
St. Clair's for the title.
Yep.
Good job by Bass fighting for the rebound.
Now, as a Blue Devil fan and as a.
I don't want to play Armada.
As a traditionalist, you don't. Beating a team 3 times is tough.
Oh, yeah.
Hardest thing to do in sports. Yale girls varsity basketball last night. Yale beat Imlay City. It's the first time they beat them in 4 years. Lost to them bad twice this year. Beat them last night in the district semifinal. Now they're going to play Carroll, because Carroll upset North Branch. And, Yale girls are just ecstatic, and they knocked out a team that they haven't competed with in 4 years.
No, yeah. I mean, and it's in every sport. Like, I was on football season. When you go back to the college football playoffs, I think the last team Michigan would want to play would be Ohio State.
Yep, I would agree 100%.
And it's just one of those crazy. Like, I'm not superstitious at all when it comes to sports, but that's one I stand by. Yeah. Like my senior year, to go back, we played Armada twice. We beat them the first time, close. They blew us out the second time. So then it was an even slate. That's a good call.
Yeah, and the Fraser coach said absolutely. He was telling them absolutely. You did come into him, lean into him there.
Carl's feeling it. I don't like that shot by Carl. I like the defense. Trying to make up for it. Barlow about to check in for the Blue Devils.
Well, the Blue Devils started out hot. They've kept the momentum.
Yes,
but they haven't kept. You knew that their shooting percentage would settle back down to normal. Yep. Keith Bartels to my left. Chase Churchill, Connor Cook on camera tonight. Jason Robbins, our producer, produces a lot of Richmond local events. Check us out on Richmond TV 12 YouTube channel. And that Marcus, he does not look to score.
Not at all.
But there's a few times this year where he's made some absolute fantastic
moves. He made a clutch
moves.
one last Tuesday against Yale.
And then gets the layup, and he can do it. He just doesn't like to do it.
No. He's like a, trying to think of the right analogy. I don't want to say a quarterback, because quarterbacks can be selfish.
Yeah, but the
But he's
quarterback
like
of
just a
the
distributor.
yeah, the
He's
quarterback
like,
of the team.
Yeah, he's the general. He's the one that he'd rather everybody else get theirs before he even thinks about shooting. And sometimes it hurts him, but more than 90% of the time, he's doing the right thing. He's not trying to force shots or try to make himself the star. He knows his role, and he does it very, very, very well.
Well, he's a heck of a ball handler too. Like you said, he's in control. He takes care of the basketball.
Yes. He's like a pitcher in a sense, too, where the game is controlled by him. How fast they want to go, how slow we want to take it. Like, he truly does it all from an offensive standpoint, and not to mention defensively.
New rules in baseball kind of taking that away, huh?
Oh, my Lord. Don't even get me started.
That
That has to be one of the most idiotic rules I think I've ever heard in baseball. Do I agree time between pitches needs to be sped up? Yes. But forgot who was it, the Braves and Red Sox? Bottom of the ninth, 3-2, bases loaded, every kid's dream, even in spring training. Game ends on a pitch, on a pitch clock.
The other one I'm not really sure I like is the keeping the clock running in college football on an incomplete pass. You know, because they're trying to get games around 3 hours because they've been going 3 hours and 45 minutes, right?
But what's wrong with that? You look at every major, I don't know. I mean, I played college football.
Right.
I think, sure, keep the rule that if they're in bounds, sure, keep the clock rolling like they do in the NFL.
Right.
But there ain't no way they should ever change it to where the clock continuously goes.
Yeah, and well, what they're talking about doing is keeping the clock going on. They have a bunch of proposals right now.
Yeah, I saw them.
Yeah, and
Saw
the other
some
one
of
is
them.
keeping it going on the first down.
Can't ice the kicker. Wasn't that one you can't call consecutive timeouts or something like that?
Yeah.
Or?
Now, that used to be a rule. It used to be a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Back probably 20 years ago.
Good take, Blake. It's a great take by Blake.
That fast start here for the Blue Devils kind of
mellowing out. The good thing is when they're being mellowed, their defense has not lacked.
No, they haven't. But going up big like that's kind of taking the air out of the gym tonight.
Oh, yeah. People were like, we're going to see 100, and then we're only at 33.
Yep.
You also got to think, too, this is a game for us to really, like, try things that we haven't tried before.
Yep.
Who cares if they see him in film? We know our base, but it's kind of like in football. Like every OC has that one little trick play that you practice on practice every single game, and then in games that doesn't really matter, or in a situation where it doesn't really matter, you're like, all right, here you go.
Or you call it once.
Yeah, just once. So then it gives teams the fear, like, oh, not only do they run their base, this is the one they throw in here and there. Go over to your left.
Fraser not sticking around because the Blue Devils are playing fantastic defense. Fraser offensively looks discombobulated and not smooth at all.
Kid played on JV.
And I think that being down 33-5 and shell shock there at the beginning. Yelnich checking back in. Fraser can't buy a basket, but they're not taking good shots. The Blue Devils have cooled down a little bit. The one thing about that, though, about cooling down is Fraser's like always a step behind. Credit that Blue Devil defense and quickness. Good. But like you said, at this point, Blue Devils want to escape without an injury.
Yep.
There's Gavin.
Gavin stays hot.
He was on fire the other night. I think he was 4 for 5.
4 for 6 at
4
the
for
worst.
6?
At the worst. It's either 4 for 5 or 4 for 6. Number 2 providing a little bit of spark for them right now.
What year is he? Senior. He looks young.
I know. Baby face. Good take, Bardo. See, that's a shot you don't mind taking up 26.
No. When you got to know what you can do, right?
Yeah.
You know, and you got to know. So now, when he's in a district game or a regional, you know, and you got two guys in there like that, you know, he'll just pull up for the jumper instead of taking it all away. Play within yourself. Way to hang with it, not give up there by Carl. So the game's moved to Saturday. What are the times?
Freshman 3, JV 4:30, varsity 6.
Okay.
Are the set times. You and I know very well. Freshman game usually tends to only go an hour and 15.
Right.
So then JV starts around 5:30, 5:45.
Okay.
So varsity starts wherever after.
But the set time is the normal time?
3.
4:30? Oh, 3.
3, 4:30, 6.
Yep, okay.
Just moving every time up an hour and a half.
I got you.
Which is somewhat okay.
Well, it's just in time to get the 8 inches of snow moved out of the parking lot, things shoveled. I'm not sure we're going to get that much.
Nah, no, but here's the thing. I have lived in Michigan for almost 8 years now, and every time we say 8, there's only 4. But there's sometimes where we say 4 and there's 12.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So
it's the times they don't predict it when you get hammered.
It's like a flip of the coin. Which side are we going to get, heads or tails?
Well, Michigan, he might have traveled there. In Michigan, you can't come around like that. Yeah. You can't come around. I mean, they'll call that all day, every day.
See, what I love about the Fraser coach is that he's telling his kid, you're wrong.
Yep. He's not whining.
And that's the thing that irks my soul as a coach currently. And as a player, I got I don't know the word, branded into my brain, is that 99.9% of the time the coach is right. And even when he's wrong, he's right.
Yeah.
You just say, yes, coach, yes, sir, whatever it is.
Good job by Mays. Or Bass, yep.
See, if he could actually, he is by far the most athletic kid on this team. The dude can put his head almost above the rim, which is vertically jumping, one step. It's just that he doesn't know when to use it. Yeah. He's scared to just be so athletic that everyone's like, oh my word.
Well, and he plays on a very talented team.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and him and Bardo on other teams
would be studs.
Would be getting a lot more PT because, and it's not that he's not good enough to get more PT here. It's all about what you have in the role, you know, and what positions you have and what's going on out there that you need. You know, what lineup do you need out there? Do you want to run with 1 big and 4 guards? I mean, it's all that goes into it.
And the thing is, too, is like you said, 4 bigs, 1 guard. There's times where we could go technically 3 bigs and 2 guards because Carl can play both, and even our bigs are athletic. Bardo athletic, Bass super athletic, Blake athletic. There's no real it's just you could go different personnels basically every single time down the floor.
And only having 2 losses, you know, having a little bit of brain freeze and playing in a hostile environment up there in Croswell. You know, you got beaten overtime. You could have easily won that game.
Easily.
Bardo knocking it down. And then, you know, the Berkeley game, I think Pontiac Notre Dame Prep, who the Blue Devils beat Berkeley. So, you know, with only having 2 losses and knowing how to win and knowing how to survive close games, the formula and the lineups and the combinations is working. They're knocking it down.
I think it was only a 2.
There is a 2.
I think so. I think that's what the ref said.
Six seconds.
4, 3. He's going to make it.
You know, he shot that differently than he normally
Yeah.
shoots it. You know, it's the time is in your head, and you lose your natural rhythm in that. But it's been all Blue Devils. Blue Devils 47, Fraser 12. This would be one of those games running clock
Yes.
that Blue Devils probably would have gotten 100
Yeah.
tonight. Keith Bartels to my left. Chase Churchill, Connor Cook on camera. We'll be back for the second half after this. Well, welcome back. Keith Bartels, Chase Churchill, Connor Cook bringing you Richmond Varsity basketball non-conference game against Fraser. We still have Emily City to go this weekend for a chance to win a share of the Blue Area Conference title. Tonight was supposed to be a warm-up for the district, Blue Devils being the #1 seed in the district, which will start next week, that the Blue Devils are hosting.
What was the last time we hosted a district? 2014, 15, somewhere in there?
Yeah, could have been.
Oh, that would have been a double dribble in my game.
Blue Devil, yes. My game, I didn't even want to tell you what carrying would be. The Blue Devils playing a little zone here. And again, this is something that they don't typically do, but it's a good move here. Practice it, put them in a game situation, because you can only do so much in practice. Although the you know, as deep as the Blue Devils, you put 2 groups of 5 out there, you're pretty competitive.
Mm-hmm.
But in game situation in front of a crowd.
Uh-oh.
And 1.
I'm taking Carl out at 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Like you said, one of the things we have to, and I mean have to avoid.
He's taking them out right now.
Yeah, his injuries.
That's a good decision, you know, because undercutting him there is kind of cheap.
Dirty.
And the last thing you need is an injury.
Yeah.
He's not happy, but he's like, that's what I'm pointing out.
He is mad.
That's a good move. That's a good move. His night should be done. We're pretty close. We're 2 points away from a running clock. And in this game, it'll be over in 15 minutes. No sense getting injured.
Not at all.
Ooh, that was cheap.
That was sticky. Heck.
That's a 50-12 call there.
Oh, absolutely.
The Blue Devils are a very good basketball team, and the Blue Devils, no doubt in my mind, expected to win tonight. And my guess would be they expected to win by 15-20.
Yeah.
You know, based on what happened last year, even though the Frasers were older last year. But they're I would be extremely happy if I was Fresno right now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You got a game in, you know, you get a game in before Emily City. Emily City now played Tuesday night.
There's still a little.
They played Tuesday night, and then they're not going to play till Saturday. So Emily comes in a little rusty. Armada?
They win or lose.
I think they beat Armada by 8. Yeah, I think they beat Armada by 8. Yeah, Armada's one of those teams. You get them away from home. I don't know where it was.
Oh, yeah.
You
They
get
are
them
the
made away
most,
from
like,
home.
home advantage team ever.
Yep.
And we've said it on multiple, I don't even know how many more broadcasts we have to say this. It is by far, in my opinion, the toughest in the entire BWAC to play.
It is. I would say what would rival it would be the old Croswell gym.
Yes. Yes. Left. Good job by Bart.
The ball didn't come across,
No.
but I don't know if his body coming across.
I thought number 2 touched it first.
That rule has changed, so interpretations.
We
of
might
it.
not know anything about what we're talking about.
No. Here's what bothers me.
Okay.
North Carolina Tar Heels are 19.
They have had a struggle this year.
They are, but they're playing well now.
Oh, now they are.
They're 19 and 11.
Yep.
How are they?
Oh, go up.
How are they behind Wisconsin? Getting in. Wisconsin's like 17 and 12.
Yeah.
How are they behind or right with Michigan? How are, I like the Spartans too, but I'm more of a Carolina fan. The Spartans are 18 and 12. Mm-hmm. Carolina's 19 and 11. Yeah, they were preseason number 1, but they were the runner-up last year.
Yeah, here's my question, because I don't really follow college. I follow it here and there, but like now, like with March about to come up, like now I start paying more attention.
Right.
Have they lost any, like, do they have any quote-unquote bad losses?
I don't think so.
They lost to Notre Dame, right? Or
No, they beat them twice.
That's what I thought.
They, I would have thought at the beginning of the year losing to Pitt was a bad loss. They lost to them by like 4 and at home by 1. But Pitt's winning the ACC right now.
Yeah.
They lost to Duke at Duke by 6. That they play Friday night. But people are saying they need to beat Duke and win 2 games in the ACC tournament
To get in?
To get in.
That's
I just don't buy it.
Nah.
You're telling me that you're going to put Wisconsin?
Or even better yet, you're going to put Duke?
Right. Who's got 1 or 2 more wins than that? I mean, it's ludicrous.
But here's the thing about...
I realized they didn't live up to their hype.
I mean, yeah, but here's the thing about them. They were, what, a 6 seed last year?
Made a heck of a run, didn't they?
They are the most typical team of if you get in, it don't matter what seed they're... Oh...
Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to play them.
Hell no.
One projection I saw them. They had them as a 12.
No way.
Do you want?
You want to play them first?
Do you want to be the 5 that has to play them as a 12?
Yeah, no. Because the 5 is like like an Arizona or Alabama's gonna probably be a 1.
Yeah.
Because they're pretty good this year.
Yeah, they are.
They should have lost last. Was it last night?
Yeah, they came back to beat Auburn.
Attaboy, Blake. Way to follow your shot.
I want to say they came back and beat them in overtime. But see, Alabama's number 1. Carolina in December went into triple overtime.
And
lost.
Yeah. This is where I get into like the quote unquote analytics of it. Like the end of the year, you should look at their losses and see where they're at now. Okay, yeah, at the time, let's just say Pitt wasn't ranked. Pitt was a nobody. But now, if Pitt wins the ACC, that should boost their ego. You know what I mean? And
I agree.
I'm not saying to make Carolina a 1 seed because they don't deserve a 1, but to make them 4 through 7.
I agree with you on that too with football.
Oh my Lord!
Same thing with football. Well, you beat them; they were number 1. Well, obviously they're not number 1, or obviously the football teams that are preseason top 10 and they end up being unranked.
Because in my opinion, I think Bama should have gotten in.
I do too. I agree 100%.
Maybe not over Ohio State. Because you got to think too, like Ohio State's 1 loss came to what, number 2, Michigan?
And I know the score shows a blowout, but that was a 1-score game with like.
You're talking Michigan, TCU?
No, Michigan against Ohio State. It was a 1-score game with 8 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And then Michigan rattled off an 80-yard touchdown pass and back-to-back possessions. So game's over.
Yeah. But it's the same thing you can say about like TCU should have never made it to the national championship game. And if you look at the score, you take away 14 of their points, of TCU's points, came off of pick sixes. One was just a good play by the DB. The one that JJ threw coming out of the end zone, he missed a touchdown.
Yep.
Yeah, he tried to be. And the thing is, he'll learn. He'll understand. Like, he's young. Like, you can't fault the kid. But, yeah, I think losses should mean something if wins mean just as much.
I agree.
Because, like, let's just say in, ACC championship game, and UNC wins. So, and they beat Pitt, of all teams, in the championship game. In my opinion, that win should knock off one loss. It should knock off both, but one.
Well, and I don't know if I agree with this, but, they win ACC, it's an automatic qualifier. Those tournaments.
Yeah.
You could be, like, the 5th best team in a tournament.
And make a crazy run. It was like UConn that one year.
Mm-hmm. And win your league championship tournament at the end of the year, it's an automatic bid.
You know what teams fell off for me? Is Syracuse. They used to be so good, year in, year out.
Now, is that and I hate to say it,
Bam.
but is that a Jim Boeheim staying too long?
Yes and no.
I mean, just like Izzo. Has Izzo stayed too long?
Yeah, I think in some cases, yes, but I think
Do you believe he's got a heck of a good class coming through next year?
who?
Michigan State.
Oh, yeah.
Top 5?
I'm not a big Green guy. So.
No, but I can't believe kids still want to play for him because he's so old.
It's like the same thing as like teams wanting to play for Nick Saban. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's old school.
Like
You're right.
Saban has for sure taken it back end of the OC or DC, whatever side of the ball used to coach. But like, it's something about just having quote unquote Tom Izzo as your coach, and like it's the same thing with the NFL. Like, I'm surprised Michigan gets all these recruits. I mean, yeah, I get it, recency, success, and bias, yes. But at the same time, I mean, like, it's Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh's won a Super Bowl. You go there to be coached by Jim Harbaugh at the end of the day. So, he breathes NFL talent. It's the same reason why teams go to state. And when Roy Williams is around, not only was UNC really good, they wanted to play for Roy.
They liked his style.
And same with Coach K.
Yeah.
Coach Calipari. Bill Self, is that the Kansas coach?
Yep.
I mean, all those guys, and it's hard to deny it, but they are just... Jay Wright from Villanova, that's another guy. Who was the UConn coach that then got into a bunch of trouble?
For Calhoun?
Yes. Calhoun was another guy. Like, ooh.
It's going to be interesting this year because, March Madness is one of the greatest sporting events
Of all time.
ever
created.
Cinderella's, like St. Pete's last
St.
year out of
Pete's,
Brooklyn.
or then years ago, Florida Gulf Coast, Lob City or Lob Coast University, whatever they were called.
Chicago Loyola with Sister Mary.
Sister Mary. Yeah. It's just crazy. Every year is one team that you'll never expect.
Yep. 12 always beats a 5.
Yep.
It looked like it might have been Carolina if they got on as a 12. But to me, that's not a St. Bonaventure 12
That was
beating a
crazy.
5. Whoa. And Drew from Valparaiso when he Homer Drew.
Yeah.
And how about he hasn't done anything since he's gotten a big job, but for Virginia VCU.
Oh yeah.
Shaka. Is he at Texas?
Texas. Yeah. Dang, they're fouling them. One popped in my head. Oh, the year South Carolina's men's team went really far.
Yeah, and that's the year. That's the year that Carolina won it in 17.
Yep.
Because South Carolina played Gonzaga.
Yeah. Well, that's another Gonzaga's head coach. I don't know his name.
I'd like to see him win it.
Yeah. And he's got the team to do it. UCLA is coming up again.
Yeah, they're tough. And, there's a couple guys on that UCLA team you look like him, you would say, I thought that they played for him the last 12
Bang.
years.
Well, they have that one long hair dude.
He's been there forever.
Jack. I won't say Jax is the name, but he's just consistent. He's like, I saw a stat, he was averaging 20. He was on like a 9-game streak of having 20 in every game. In college, that's nuts.
Yes, it is.
Especially in the Pac-12. Short. Psych!
Well, 1 point, right? 1 point from a running clock.
Yep. Uno points.
Jelenic, he's got a nice stroke.
I'm telling you, it's the most, like, perfect form shot ever. Like, bend, elbows, eyes, follow through.
Yep. He's going to be one. I don't know what he wants to do when he graduates, but he's going to be one of those kids if he goes somewhere. He's going to be one of those intramural kids that could just knock it down and be on a good team. You know, those intramural teams, I don't know if you played at any of them down. You probably weren't allowed to.
I was not. Between my knees.
And being on the football team.
Yeah, it didn't really help.
Yeah, they wouldn't let you.
Cole, speaking of intramurals, Cole plays, my brother.
Does he?
Oh, yeah. Short. I think I got tipped.
Yeah, I think so too.
Use those fouls, John.
But you get in those intramural leagues.
I think it's competitive.
It's good. It's good basketball. You know, because how many of those kids
Had D3 offers or
Yep.
NAIA offers.
Yep,
and just didn't take them.
Didn't take them.
Just want to go to school, party, and have fun.
Yep. Well, I hate to say it, but Sneezak from Armada.
Yeah.
He's a darn good ball player, right? He's not playing. And he's not going to play anywhere.
He's not?
No, he's going to go to Michigan State. He's talking to his dad the other night. I mean, he could definitely play somewhere.
He could play like
But he
D3.
wants the college dream, you know.
Nothing wrong with that. Here's what I'll say. I didn't play college basketball. I had opportunities to. The college athletics is I don't even know the word.
Oh, it's a job, and it's a job like no other.
I want to say job. Yeah, that's the right definition.
It's
just such a priority.
And grueling.
So grueling.
They own you.
Yeah, own you. Like, you can't do activities that your friends in class do. You can't go out and...
Curfews.
Oh, my Lord.
Bed checks.
Listen, don't even get me started. I felt like I was in boot camp. During camp, where it's from 7 a.m. until 10 p.m., it's football. And then school starts, and then you have classes on top of lifts, on top of practice, on top of film, on top of rehab. So, I mean, college athletics isn't for everybody.
No.
It's not. And
you have to love it beyond love.
Oh, yeah, because your first, quote-unquote, either off-season or in-season workout session will be the determining... Joey. Ooh. Go up, Jalen. Shoot it.
So after 3, Blue Devils 57.
Can't get to that 40 mark yet.
Fraser 20. Coach Presno subbing early there, getting some of his other players in there. And good move, I think, to keep some of his starters down so that, last thing you want, like when we saw Carl get undercut there, is for him to get hurt. You don't need an injury before a game that you need to win the BWAC. That's goal number 1, win the BWAC. Goal number 2, district. 3, get through the regional, and then anything after that's gravy. High expectations for this team. I know they wanted not to have any losses, but
I think losses are good for a team like this.
I agree. They make you work
it's
harder.
It's like a reality check, in my opinion.
They keep you humble.
Yes, because like the last thing a team needs is to go undefeated with no adversity, no nothing. No bounce back wins. And like games like this is huge. Just because, like we mentioned, like you work on plays that you only run in practice. You work on defenses,
and
etc.
then when you need it,
you have it.
You have it.
and you've ran it in a game. Because like we said, practice and playing a game are two, intensities in itself.
You just can't duplicate it.
You can't. You could try, you could try, you could try. There's no refs. Because half the time at practice, I mean, coming from experience, and I help on Varsity, we don't call fouls. We don't. Make it anyways. Because in a game, you're going to get it called, and what's more important is you make it and you get the and one. Because free throws win and lose games. And some nights, you make every single free throw. And some games, when it's 2 minutes left and you're only up 2 and you need to make the free throws to prolong the lead. And
Yeah, the Blue Devils, like that Armada game at Armada last week, they were in a dogfight.
oh, my Lord.
And they kept on getting knocked down or up against the ropes, and they kept getting up and kept battling, made the plays at the end that they needed to. And then, like you said, the Croswell game, same type of game, went to overtime, so you got additional time, didn't quite make the plays that you needed to make, but you learn from it.
Yeah.
Do you beat Armada if you win that game? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like the Berkeley loss too, it's like coming from coaching that game, we were up big at half. I want to say big, but big in basketball is like 8 in my opinion.
Yeah.
You got a sizable lead, and we let the team crawl back. And games are like that is like good to lose because you then learn as a team. The minute you get a lead on team, you cannot take your foot off the gas, so to say. 24 or 33.
Well, it's
24.
You're shooting. Who's shooting? So, who's shooting these? Jelnich? Well, he should take him for the three-point line.
Yep.
Well, he makes it easier at your running clock, and then I think it has to go under
35.
30.
35 or 30.
How many times have you seen that?
I've seen what?
Where the guy at the free throw line or the guy at the bench is coming in for the shooter.
Misses the
And
last
misses
one.
the second one, and you run another 2 minutes.
I'm not going to lie, and good thing I'm old and retired out of high school basketball now. I purposely would miss someone sometimes. Not purposely, but when you leave your fingertips, you're like, oh, yeah, I know I missed it. Let's go. I get an extra minute, and I'm just like telling my teammates, don't foul, don't foul, don't foul. No turnovers.
21, Aiden Durst checking in. That's the Blue Devils' 19th foul. The Ramblers.
Ramblers a stallion.
Yeah. And, well, yeah, no.
A horse.
Yeah. And Fraser has 8. Well, you're at your running clock.
Yep.
So this 7 minutes is going to go by quickly. Keith Bartels, Chase Churchill, Connor Cook bringing you Richmond Varsity basketball. Jason Robbins, our producer. And anytime you have fouls like this, almost a minute comes off the clock.
Oh, I know.
So as players that don't get in a lot, you don't want fouls. You want to run up and down the court.
Keep the clock rolling.
Yep.
They usually have a pretty good football program, don't they?
Yeah, they're not bad. They're not bad. Jeff, you don't stop it till it's under 30.
Ooh, good shot. Don't foul, 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 don't foul. No, please no.
It's 30 or 35 he's going to tell him. Yeah, 29. I told him till it's under 30, which would be
29.
29.
You're a jack of all trades. John Gibbons makes the first one.
Don't you question me. It's 29. That's under 30. Having fun with Coach Kristowski down here. Long-time Richmond guy, good basketball coach.
He can have his job back whenever he wants it.
Yeah. Well, he's going to be in the girls there for a while with his daughter playing, but.
See, you want to know, secret, and I don't care that it gets aired. I want the 8th grade girls in this past year with my mom coaching them.
Yep.
And I helped her. I would have so much more less stress working with those kids.
Well,
good shot, Trey. Ooh.
I tell you, coaching, you know, it's like teaching. It's
oh yeah.
It's in many ways, coaching can be more difficult because sometimes your parents and your students are unfortunately, so much more passionate about sports than in education. But
yes,
it's
good take by him.
Yep, it's run a lot of people out of coaching. Good coaches are hard to find. You used to have just tons of coaches.
Fade away.
You used to have a lot of really, really good coaches in every school, that taught. And now every district I know more and more have less and less teachers coaching. I mean, you always have coaches.
Well, for example, Barnes.
Yep.
He was at Anchor Bay, right?
Yep. And then he went somewhere, Stony Creek, I think, and was helping.
Yeah, I love coaching. I love working with kids and giving back to kids like me.
The hardest.
Go foul.
The only good thing is the clock keeps running.
Yeah.
The hardest thing to me about coaching, Chase, and I don't know if you run into the same thing. I went into education. Obviously, I was passionate about school and studies, and I know you were too. Having the grade point average you had, and the studious, and the PSAT, and all that.
Thank you, mother.
You were a fantastic student, and so was I, and so education was very important to me. But I love sports, so I went into teaching and wanted to be a head football coach, and after I met my wife, and then I went to the dark side of administration and got out of coaching, which I wouldn't.
What are they doing?
They're probably putting these guys in so they can take them out one by one. Well, they got another game, though.
What are they doing? I am so confused right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. They're doing it so they can get, like, like an applause or something.
You know what I got for my senior night? A handshake and a thank you.
Pat on the back.
Thank you for your service.
So, but yeah, the thing I found, hardest thing for me about coaching, Chase, is you give it nice job for the seniors here to get in and get out. Mays, though, who's out there right now, number 23.
And Marcus.
Both seniors as well. He'll get them in a minute. So, the feeling you get from competing, the workouts, the practices, the camaraderie with your teammates, the passion for the game, those feelings are unexplainable.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm talking about. You want to get that same feeling
to the kids,
but you also want to get that same feeling through the game of coaching it, and it's not the same. And that was hard for me.
Yeah, for me, I think my biggest struggle is, granted, I'm still young.
Oh,
Granted, I don't feel young. My body is like a 50-year-old man. But
well, that's what happens when you play quarterback.
yeah.
Wait till you're my age.
Oh, I cannot. I can't wait, actually.
2 bum shoulders, bad neck, bad back.
Yeah. I have to get both my knees surgically replaced when I'm
hip,
26.
ACL.
Yeah. But I think with me being young, and I just got done competing, this fall will be 2 years. I think that competitiveness, well, and plus it will never go away. I was born competitive. I was raised competitive. I was down south. It's competitive in every single sport, no matter the team, no matter the age. You know what I mean? And moving up here, it was like a challenge for me. To like, although I might not, it's Michigan and the quote-unquote competition is lowered.
Yep.
I still had to perform and compete. And I think for me, what I prided myself on and what I try to pride myself on as a coach is the fact that I want the best kid.
Well,
Like, for example, Colton, the kid. I want the best version of Colton to come out every time I coach him.
yeah, and the advice I'm going to give you here before we wrap it up is the sport needs good coaches. And yeah, you're young. You got a lot to learn. Even good coaches that are older have a lot to learn. The tip I would give to you is read as many good books as you can. Coach K's book, John Wooden's book, Coaching from the Heart, all these different books, and I'll send you lists of them. And stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself. And the biggest thing is with the kids nowadays, they're very disrespectful at times. They haven't gotten a lot of. Right now is a funny time post pandemic. Stay patient and don't give up, because these kids need you. They just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
And by being consistent and staying patient with them and believing in them that you want that best out of them, they're not going to always give you that, because that's who teenagers are, and they're frustrating. Wait till you're a dad. But hang in there and read good books. Stay true to the heart. Stay true to doing the right thing, and you'll be fine. The knowledge of the game that you have as a player and as a coach. One of the frustrations is, and this is what young coaches don't understand, is they expect these kids to know the game.
Yeah.
These kids don't know the game. They don't play it enough.
Yeah.
They don't play it like down south. Kids played it all the time. You made up your own games. You made up. You were able to argue. You were able to solve your own differences. You were able to work through things. And you created leadership. Today, with video games and not playing enough and not having fun and going out and just making up games, we're losing that on the courts and on the fields. So that's what I'm saying by be patient, because they need you to teach it, but in the same breath, don't be frustrated with it, because they haven't been taught it. You want to pull your hair out saying, well, how come they don't know that, or they don't know this? Because they didn't experience it like you did.
Yeah.
They weren't intrinsically motivated through their heart like you were. And through your coaching and patience and positivity and all that kind of stuff, they'll get there. Because I know you got a lot of knowledge and a good heart. Keith Bartels, always a pleasure with Chase Churchill. We got a game this week left. Emily City, Saturday. Hopefully we'll be winning a share of the Blue Water Area Conference title.
Yes, sir.
Connor Cook on camera does a great job. Jason Robbins, our producer. Go Blue.
Go Blue.